In the original individual, the tube of the Sushumna is closed, but by yoga it is opened so that there is direct connection between the sacral plexus at the base of the spine and pineal gland in the head. Kundalini remains coiled until she rises through the Sushumna into the brain, where she awakens the activity of the third eye, pineal gland. This third eye is the link connecting humans with the spiritual world, or, to be more correct, with the higher spiritual nature of themselves. When Kundalini reaches this point, divine consciousness is attained. The relationship between the shape of the pine cone to the pineal gland, or in this particular gland in the brain, it's a fascinating study. The ancient Egyptians used to cut cadavers in half, and we could actually see the brain. You open it up and you see what they call the optic thalamus in Latin. And optic thalamus means the chamber of light, so they named it that for a reason. It's actually a little chamber, and the pineal gland sits inside of it, and it sits in a floating sac of fluid, and it's the only gland in the body that doesn't change anything except via liquid, that has no tissue that touches anything. It emanates electric current and eyes on the luminescent light through the liquid cerebrospinal fluid. And the ancient Taoists, Hindus, Egyptians, Buddhists all believe this is the seat to the soul. The spiritual consciousness of the body. In Egyptian tradition, you will have the array of serpent on the third eye, usually a cobra or a vulture, representing that being, that person that's in statue is a self-utilized being, and they have that awareness of their Kundalini mastered, their chemistry in order to change state of consciousness, and that iconography represents the third eye. And that's why the many dots in the Hindu traditions are there. The pineal gland is a fascinating study. Dr. Rick Strassman and DMT, the spirit molecule, he approaches it from a chemical perspective. Because of the body, our body creates DMT naturally, so it's obviously important because the body creates it. But why? Why does it flood the pineal gland under certain circumstances like extreme stress, fatigue, deep states of meditation, and the orgasm? The pineal gland actually works in correspondence with the pituitary gland. The pineal gland is set to be electric, magnetic, and male. The pituitary is magnetic and female, and they produce a unique chemical mixture. This substance drops down to the medulla oblongata, and they go down, and somewhere along the lines they start mixing together, traveling through your energy systems, your chakras, where there are actual 7 physical glandular systems, eventually down to your ovaries, your testicles, creating a synthesized life force substance. This is where it comes from. If this substance doesn't get released, then it channels back up the spine, because its electrically charged density naturally rises to the solar plexus, which is regulated by the sun. The pineal gland is light sensitive. This synthesized chemical will reach the optic thalamus, but in order for it to reach there, it has to go through the stages of the chakras. To activate the unconscious means to awaken the divine, the Devi, Kundalini, to begin the development of the supra-personal within the individual in order to kindle the light of the gods. Kundalini, which is to be awakened in the sleeping Muladhara world, is the supra-personal, the non-ego. For this reason, Kundalini is the same principle as the Sota, the savior serpent of the Gnostics. Naga, the cobra, is a symbol of Kundalini power, cosmic energy coiled and slumbering within man. It inspires seekers to overcome misdeeds and suffering by lifting the serpent power up the spine into God realization. Om. The pineal gland is structured similarly to an eye, acting as a portal between the physical and the spiritual worlds. Develop this through visualization, clean eating, and candle gazing. This is mind movement. Candle gazer.